Boom.
Live.
All right, people.
Get it together out there.
Come on now. What's going on?
It's Monday.
Yep.
Day
2020.
Day 16
Yeah.
of doing some live streams from our bathrobes. So that's
Yep.
been exciting.
Yeah.
I'm Graham.
And I am Ashkahn.
We normally run Float On in Portland, Oregon, but we're temporarily shut down right now. So just kind of interviewing our float friends around the world from our dining room here.
Yeah. I mean,
In
you should know
bathrobes.
that by now. It's day 16, guys. Come on. Get with it.
Get it together out there.
Jeez.
We have an exciting couple of people coming up
Let
here.
me get our speaker.
Good call. We have Jake and Kevin from Float STL over in St. Louis, who put on the Rise Float Gathering every year, except this year, which they had to cancel due to all of this. It would be coming up here in just a couple weeks. So we'll be talking to them. Oh boy.
Smartphone's connected, guys.
Nice. That's good. I like that we already have like a third part of our kind of interviewees here. All right. And we're just gonna call and do a little check-in, see how these guys are.
Old J Dog
guys are
and
holding
K
up.
Dog. They're should be fun, huh?
I'm personally very excited to get going with it.
Yeah. I think that
Come on, get it done.
All right. Here we go. You
Our
guys
loyal
ready?
fan base wants Jake and
Alright.
Kevin.
Here we go. We're going. It's happening.
Oh.
Hello.
Hey.
Oh, all right.
Hey.
Hello.
Nice.
Well, let us get your little your representatives out here so that the audience can see what you look like.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. What do we look like?
Yeah, what are the representatives?
You'll see. You'll see later.
Yeah. Or you can hop on the live stream right now and check it out. Keep your sound down, though. Pro tip.
I'm checking
Yeah.
it out.
I
So,
was just interested to see how you guys would describe us.
you're curious how we describe you? Yeah. Mainly as layabouts, degenerates. Yeah, I don't know if you caught the beginning of the show.
Perfect.
You guys are awesome. And thank you for coming on our little live stream here. Are you also in bathrobes right now?
I couldn't locate a bathrobe, so I'm at the park right now, and I just grabbed a trench coat. I'm just walking around the trench
You're just
coat and
walking around in the
boxers.
park in a trench coat. Okay. Yeah.
French coat and a mask.
And nothing else.
Oh man. No, so you guys, I assume both of your shops are closed over there. How are you guys doing?
Yeah, they are both closed, except when I go check out how everything's going over there. So I've just been hanging out at home, pretty much.
Yeah. Us too,
Yeah, just
Oh
chilling.
man, I can't watch the live feed because there's like a delay.
Oh, there's
Yeah,
totally
it's
a delay.
confusing.
It gets very distracting. Yeah.
It's confusing.
Yeah, I don't recommend it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
man.
tough. I mean, having a center that's, it's there, it's totally ready to go, and, just not able to welcome any people into it. It's a strange experience.
Yeah, for sure. And we've kind of been asking people in general, like, what have you guys been doing with your tanks? Are they all still full and maintained, or did you dilute them, or what's going on with your float tanks over there?
Well, I just go in twice a week and keep them filled with water. Make sure everything stays clean inside, run the filters, wipe things down. Sometimes I'll pop in for a float myself. And I think we turned them down, like the degrees a little bit, just to help conserve some energy. But we've been just leaving them up.
Yeah, that makes sense. We haven't talked to too many people who've actually fully drained their tanks or anything.
Yeah, we just talked to one, like, was it Paul and Heather were thinking about it?
Thinking about doing it.
Yeah, but that's pretty much it.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
So you guys aren't together right now, right? You're calling in on separate phones just because you don't live together like Ashkahn and I do.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. After watching these videos, we started thinking about it, though.
Yeah.
You know.
It's no living with me in Ashkahn, you mean?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, we're thinking about moving in.
Yeah,
That's
Actually,
good.
That's what we wanted to talk to you guys about.
We chose the right venue.
Yeah.
Oh man. So are both of you going in to take care of the tanks, or is just one of you doing that, or what's the Do you have employees still on shift, like on staff at all, or is it just like you guys who are doing stuff?
It's only Jake that does stuff. He's the one point of control for the devices and the facility. So I lucked out with that one. He's monitoring all of the things.
Cool.
Yeah.
And Jake, how do you feel about that?
Oh, I like it. It's fun.
Nice.
We have a lot of plants in both of our centers, so I also really enjoy just taking care of plants. I get to go in there and hang out with those for a little while too.
Yeah.
And then it's always like, I'm here. Why not float? It just makes it easy.
Yeah. So we've continued to float throughout the lockdown process ourselves, which has been really, really, really pleasant.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I haven't
Finally got all those pesky customers out of the way. I hear what you're saying.
Yeah, finally. Wow.
I know, it does feel strange. It's like having a personal float tank at home. For us, the float center is 5 blocks away from where we live, you know? And our shop manager is actually still taking care of it and running our social media. So we have like one person out of our normal, 12 or 13 staff who's still on right now. But weekends, Ashkahn and I go down to take care of the tanks. And it's actually been, it's been really pleasant, just kind of going in there by myself, running pumps, emptying dehumidifiers. But it's really, it's really kind of its own, even just being in there and not floating is kind of a very calming, just like very, very solid, restful kind of experience. Yeah, it's good.
Just a change of scenery is pretty exciting nowadays.
There's not a lot of times when the center is just completely still and completely quiet, without any sort of busyness or activity. So even in the times when we would be closed, it would typically be for cleaning and maintenance. So just to have it, during the daytime, be empty and still and quiet, it's almost like a private little retreat, which feels nice to have it be available. It's really close for both Jake and I as well. Not 5 blocks walking, but maybe like a 5-minute drive. So super close, at least the Midtown location. And to drop in for a float now, it's unfortunate because I feel like it's what so many people could use right now.
Yeah.
It's a float, to recenter and reconnect and kind of let go of everything that's happening in the outside world for a minute. That's what my floats lately have been really powerful. So it's been a huge help.
Yeah, for sure. It's been a very common sentiment of pretty much everyone we bring on the shows. It's like we're kind of like merchants of relaxation and de-stressing. And at a time when that's so needed, it's so unfortunate that we also can't really provide that, like there's and I've been seeing it in the float collective too. A lot of people even talking about when they have access to their own float tanks, feeling this like float guilt. Like they opened up their centers to offer this to other people, and now like they're the only ones who can actually go take advantage of the tanks. And some people were posting up like they even don't do it, like they feel too weird when they're floating to kind of hop in their own tanks. Which I recommend getting over that if you're watching this and you do have access to float tanks. But it's understandable for sure, right?
100%. I feel like we should be doing what we can for the collective good of, general relaxation, right? So if we can help ourselves, then we can help distribute some of that energy to the community.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm not usually one to, credit things to more, mystical sources. But I will say it's an awfully big coincidence that for years we've been trying to go to the City Museum and get up onto the roof.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, the one year the roof finally opens early enough that we can get up there. Boom, global pandemic.
Right?
Right?
It could be a conspiracy.
This is what I'm saying. You're here to hear first. Like, how do you explain that?
Years from now, when they untangle the City Museum, global conspiracy, this will be cited as one of the main sources, I think. Comments?
I mean,
Couldn't agree more.
Dumbfounded. Speechless.
Too brilliant.
I think the world is out to get you guys.
That's what I'm saying. It's,
Personally.
This is all about us.
I mean, your goal in life is to have fun, right? And create fun. So the world's like, no more fun.
Yeah, wow, I hadn't thought about it like that.
Yeah, it's really serious when you say it like that.
I feel kind of, kind of down now. So tell us something uplifting instead. What's tell us like a really nice story of something that's happened in the last couple of weeks for you guys. It can involve floating because our audience is mainly float people, but it doesn't have to because our audience also really likes you guys.
Well, it's a little bit about you, but it's a second, right?
We got to appear on this great live
We're
stream.
listening.
I'm curious. I recently got on the kick of the show Community. I don't know if you ever heard of or watched that show.
Yeah, I've seen that show.
Made by the same guy who created Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
I think it's a pretty fantastic show. I mainly watch it for the relationship between Abed and Troy, who's played by Danny Putty and Donald Glover, who are amazing. And there's an episode in which they're like super fun, right? And they have like all these like Imaginorium or Crematorium like place in the room. They're super fun, like imaginative kind of clowns. And there's an episode in which they build a fort in their room, and it spills out into like the rest of the dormitory in the college. And there's like an episode of that. And then later, like a different season, they do like this tent kind of motif again in an episode, but this time Troy and Abed are kind of having an argument, so they start creating their own villages. One uses pillows, the other one uses blankets, and then there's like a Guinness World Record of largest fort tent, and it starts to be like this big battle. And it got me thinking about you guys together. You're kind of like those two guys. They're hilarious. Have you guys ever like decked your whole entire house out in like a tent or fort, or even thought about doing like a Guinness Book of World Records like largest fort inside your house?
Funny stories on both of those fronts. Yeah, actually.
We when I first moved to Portland and we opened Float On, like within I think like about a month and a half, we found this house that we moved into, like just down the street from our float center, and we threw a gigantic housewarming party to like kick it off, and the whole thing was a giant fort party. Like I literally turned my entire room. I had very little possessions at the time because I had moved here with like a duffel bag, and that it wasn't even full. And and so I literally I had such few things that I shoved all of my possessions into my closet in my room, and then I lifted my mattress and my box spring up as supporting walls, and I literally turned the entirety of my room into a fort. And then we had people come over before to pre-party to just deck out our living room, and everyone was wearing bathrobes and pajamas, and we essentially turned our entire house into a giant fort to have a party.
Unreal.
So yes, and then also
meanwhile,
also here in Portland, there was an attempt in a giant warehouse, which one of our staff members, Juliet, went to build the giant, the biggest, kind of pillow blanket fort in this open warehouse space, and did a big 2 or 3 day event where all these people just went and constructed parts of it and did this epic, giant fort construction. I don't know if they actually ever broke the world record, but I imagine they did. it seems like if you set out to do that, you
We
can
also like
do
at
it.
around the same time we were really into breaking world records. This just became like a pastime of ours for about 6 months.
Yeah.
Because we found out, I mean, there's a ton of them, right? There's a ton of world records, and some of them really just seem like no one has contested them. Like we broke like 6 or 7 of them on our
Which
like
ones?
4th or 5th attempt. I sorted M&Ms by color single-handed faster than the world record in my like 3rd
What?
try.
Yep. One of our staff members at the
Left or
time.
right hand? Left or right hand?
I think it did right-handed. It didn't specify your like non-dominant.
Yep, one of our staff members could put eggs into little like egg cups, like 5 eggs into 5 little like egg holders with her feet, with her toes, faster than the world record.
And then we had a bunch of egg cups around after that for a while.
Was most popcorn in your beard a world
most
record?
Cheerios.
Most
I
Cheerios
got
in
more
your beard.
Cheerios in my beard than the world record. Like that's what I'm talking about. Like these are possible. And then I started looking into what it would take to like make it official, and
Money.
yeah, it's kind of
They
expensive.
basically want money, so that's the deal. Like if you
And we almost did. We almost like at one of the float conferences paid it's like $6,000 or $7,000 to have someone from Guinness come out and like certify your record breaking like attempts.
And there's other ways too. You can do it like a lot slower. Basically, there's like a lot of paperwork, and you can like file and do it like
you have to have documentation, and you have to have what I thought was really. This is at least back then. This is like 2011. They specifically said if you didn't have one of their people fly out, you had to have a member of like standing of importance in society like verify your claim. Like the mayor had to be there to be like, yes, he did have more Cheerios in his beard than the record.
So are there any on the docket? Are there new challenges coming up, or is this kind of something that's fallen?
This is probably a good time to get back into it.
Yeah, maybe we should like end every episode with a world record challenge. You know.
What I found is the food-based ones are actually pretty difficult. We tried like the ones where you have to consume food. We tried a number of those, and they're pretty because they seem really challengeable. You're like, psh, I could eat more like Rochefort chocolates than that guy. Like, what the hell? And then you start eating, like, you put that much of one type of thing in your mouth, and weird stuff starts to happen. And, like, all your saliva's gone, and you start panicking. Like, they're all way harder.
Everyone's gonna judge me. Stop filming! Stop filming! Get the mirror out of here! Yeah.
Jake, if you were going to do a world record, Jake, what would you do?
Oh, thanks for interviewing. Yeah, that's supposed to be our job here, but I appreciate
We're just gonna get out of here, actually.
Come on, Kevin.
Oh, man.
Yeah, let's hear it, Jake.
What's
the
the
one?
I would make, let's see, the longest time sitting in a vat of mashed potatoes.
That's a good one.
It feels like floating is like a good preparation for that too, in a certain way.
That's actually what most of my floats have been consisting of. Things I could, spend vast amounts of time in. If I could do it. Yeah.
Mashed potatoes seems like a good
Yeah, I
one.
could be doing this better than mashed
that'd be really
potatoes right now.
I would probably prefer sweet potatoes versus like a regular like russet potato.
Oh, type of potato is an interesting aspect to that. Yeah.
Is that a density thing, or what is that?
I think it would just be when I'm hungry, I want to reach over and take a bite, and I would probably prefer sweet potatoes.
Of your own, yeah.
That's good. For those of you for those of you in the audience, just type in if you want our next live stream to be of Jake trying to break the world potato soaking record.
Yeah.
And we'll see if we can make that happen, Get enough
Me
signatures
laying
and
in like a
anything
green
is
screen
possible.
tub, and we could just put different things on it, so it makes it look like I'm sitting in different vats or whatever.
Yeah, we'll Photoshop the mayor in, and then we'll send it in. It'll be official. All right, Kevin, if you had to break a world record, what would your attempt be?
I was going to say eating a bathtub full of mashed potatoes.
So we could combine them.
Just to keep it easy. If it's already going to be there. I was curious to ask you guys, if you're wearing the bathrobes all day, what do you put on like at night when you're getting ready to go to bed?
That is a good question.
Yeah.
Do you change into something else, like
Full
a
nudity.
bathrobe?
Yeah, I go formal. Not like not quite a full suit, but like vest, button shirt, tie, that sort of thing.
And then my bed is shaped like a giant bathrobe, like the blankets and pillows and stuff all form. Yeah, like a huge
so you just
bathrobe
get in
that
there
I
and
get
snuggle.
into. And then, yeah.
And I don't actually like sleep at night. I just kind of like.
Strap you in the bed as well.
Yeah.
There's a big tie, yeah, there's a big tie that comes around.
Like, you know how floats are really productive? Like, you get a lot done when you're floating, even though you're just laying there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I found that I can do that when I'm sleeping, too. So, like, I'll do this whole, like, get up in my full kind of, like, work attire thing and, like, just set myself up at my desk and then just fall asleep, you know? But you wake up and, like, shit, emails got answered and, yeah. So I've been getting really into, like, sleep working, I guess, is the answer. So this pretty much
You've
is,
been
like,
getting weird emails from Graham. This is what those have been about.
It almost sounds like the beginning of Fight Club.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, this is like a much gentler. This is like Peace Club or something.
Yeah, Hug Club.
Hug Club.
The Tyler Durden of peace.
All right. Well.
Yeah, it's been a really productive conversation.
Do you,
Wait, I have one more question.
Yeah, go for it. An audience too out there. If you have any questions, let us know. Yeah, what's your question?
I'm really interested if Ashkahn has found some new techniques or maybe some new ways of cooking onions that you can.
Oh,
Interesting question.
a fair question.
Actually, what I've been realizing that if you just slice them different ways, it's like a whole new world. Like I just, I started to get like complacent, and I was just dicing my onions in the
As
same
one will.
way. And then I was like, you know what? Let's turn this around. And I
The onion started slicing him. Let's flip the tables a little bit on this one.
And there's a different, like, onions have a structure of, I'm gonna call them tubules, but there's tubules in there, like, they get formed in a specific direction, and actually cutting them in different directions will, like, release their tube juices in, like, different ways, And they taste different. They're different. You heard it here first, or actually, it's probably a lot of places. But you heard it here as well. So that's been my big thing. Different cuts.
Tube juices.
Yeah.
Tube juices.
Yeah.
Tube juices. That's my takeaway.
It's not the best takeaway, but we'll try to do better tomorrow,
Well, if we would have had this interview at nighttime while we were asleep, it probably.
That's what I'm talking about, sleep interviews.
Yeah.
Man, this has been great. I missed hearing your voices.
Yeah, we missed hearing yours as well.
Thanks for doing this.
Yeah, for sure. This whole, like, just kind of going live thing is actually not too hard. We've been, like, doing little, like, video chats with friends and stuff, too. It got me thinking that you probably don't have much work that you're doing right now. And if you did want more work, you could maybe, like, during the normal Rise weekend that you guys have, just arrange for, like, some people like us to go live at different times and do, like, a little, like, a community group float thing, that you guys could organize and spend the time broadcasting and kind of marketing and stuff like that. Does that sound...
That would benefit us.
Does that sound up your alley?
Maybe check in around 2 a.m. A more helpful response. Right now, I'm trying to just lay in my trench coat in the park. That sounds really nice. It is just creating like a connection point, a meeting place, for people to show up. It isn't super difficult, is it?
No, and obviously the bar is pretty low with us broadcasting like twice a week. So, and regardless of doing it around Rise, or I was joking about having you guys organize the whole thing. I think someone actually suggested that in the Float Collective too, so it wasn't even my idea. That's how lazy we are. But no, I think it would be really cool. Like, I'd love to do even just like a half day or like a weekend of like, you know, kind of
2 week long.
Yeah, like several
like
weeks
a
long,
month long
non-stop live stream
video from all of our homes,
where we just kind of get to see each other's faces and hear from some of the friendly float people, even though we can't meet in St. Louis right now. I think that'd be really fun.
And I need one of you to strap a GoPro onto your head and break into the City Museum.
Yeah, I'm sure Jake was up for that.
Accepted.
Yeah.
Oh man. Awesome, guys. Well, thanks again for joining us. This has been a blast.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Well, yeah, hopefully talk to you guys very soon.
Yeah.
And let us know. I expect that email blast about the little online float gathering that you guys will be organizing soon. So I look forward to that.
We'll start working on it tonight.
Awesome. All right.
Okay.
Good night, gentlemen.
All right.
Or good day. Good day. I mean, it's not nighttime yet.
It might be when they're watching this, you know. All right. Bye.
Bye.
Okay.
Jake and Kevin.
Old J Cat and K Cat.
Well, that was a blast.
Yeah.
Lots of good float information
Really
in that
valuable
one.
advice.
And we're not going to be doing one of these tomorrow.
That's right.
If you didn't catch it, we're switching.
We will, but we just won't be live streaming it. We'll just be standing here talking towards Graham's phone.
And we won't actually be interviewing anyone. We'll just be making silly voices.
It's gonna be weird.
So if that sounds fun, again, get Jake to strap a GoPro to his head and break into our house, and you can get a live view of it. And otherwise, we'll see you on Thursday. We'll actually be talking to Glenn and Lee Perry,
Thursday.
which should be a great one. So Thursday at noon, put it in your calendars, write it in Sharpie on your head backwards so that when you look in the mirror, it'll make sense.
And
we'll
then don't
see-
shower until then, so it doesn't wipe off.
And we'll see you then. Bye, everyone.